Now today we will discuss second application of dimensional analysis, dear students. And the second application was to establish the relationship among different physical quantities on the basis of dimensional analysis of fundamental quantities. Suppose we have to establish, the question is we have to establish the relationship between centripetal force F, which depends on mass, depends on velocity and the radius of path, circular path. This is the centripetal force, this is the mass, this is the velocity with which the body is moving on a circular path, and the r is the radius of the circular path. And here the constant k is 1. Sometime this constant will be given to you or sometime it may be. So how to follow these steps, I am just explaining it, okay? And remember, if you face any problem at any stage, repeat the video, and if it is still you are not getting the steps clear, then feel free to write in comment box and I will try to solve your problems immediately. And one more thing, if you are new to this channel, so subscribe this so that you will get the forthcoming videos, and you can see the old videos also. And don't forget to share these videos too with your friends. So here let this F is depending on the mass, but we don't know whether it is diagonally proportional or inversely proportional. यानी मास बढ़ेगा तो फोर्स भी बढ़ेगा, या मास घटेगा तो फोर्स भी घटेगा. लेकिन क्या मास डबल करेंगे तो वो 4 गुना होगा कि 2 गुना होगा या आधा हो जाएगा, ये हमें पता नहीं है. So that's why we will say, let us say this F is proportional to the m raised to power a. Now this F is proportional to v raised to power b. ऐसे हमें पता नहीं किस पर आएगा. And similarly, let us say this F is proportional to r raised to power c. Therefore, required relation would be F equals to some proportionality constant k, let us say, and m raised to power a, v raised to power b, and r raised to power c. यहाँ तक इसको ऐसा करना है. हमें पता नहीं है किस पावर में जाएगा, इनवर्सली या डायरेक्टली. हमने कहा a पावर होगा, अंडर रूट में भी आ सकता है, कुछ पता नहीं हमें. हमने कहा वेलोसिटी को प्रोपोर्शनल टू दिस आ रहा है और रेडियस के प्रोपोर्शनल टू दिस है, तो रिलेशन क्या हो जाएगा, ये आएगा. नाउ वी हैव टू फाइंड और वी विल ट्राई टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ a b c. If we will be able to get the values of a b c correctly, then we will be able to establish the relation. Now for that, what we do? Now giving dimensions both the sides, यानी LHS में भी और RHS में दोनों में हम क्या करना है, डायमेंशंस देना है. सो हियर LHS में क्या हो जाएगा, फोर्स क्या होता है, m1 l1 t minus 2 equals to k is dimensional proportionally constant, so it is dimensionless. So the mass is m1 l0 t0 power a. Then velocity, क्या है velocity dimension? Yes, m0 l1 t minus 1 raised to power b, and the radius is of course length, so it will be m0 l1 t0 power c. Now according to law of indices, here the power becomes m raised to power a, l raised to power 0, t raised to power 0. Here the power will become, yes, m raised to power 0, then L raised to power b, very good, and then t raised to power minus b, good. So here powers again multiplied, m raised to power 0, L raised to power c, and t raised to power 0. Now what we have to do according to law of indices, the powers are to be added. Now here it will be m raised to power a plus 0 plus 0, that is m raised to power a, L raised to power 0 plus b plus c. So here it will be b plus c, and then t raised to power 0 minus b plus 0, that is minus b. So here LHS is m1 L1 t minus 2. Now these will be equal only when the powers are also equal. So according to law of homogeneity, or you can say comparing powers, so when you compare the powers of m, that means here the power of m is 1 and here it is a. So you got a equals to 1. That means you will get a equals to 1. Now you can compare the power of L. So the power of L is here 1 and that is equals to here b plus c. So it is b plus c, what is 1, and now then t. Here the t is minus 2 and here it is minus b. So minus 2 equals to minus b. So b equals to 2. Now from here 1 equals to 2 plus c. So c equals to 1 minus 2. That means c equals to minus 1. Now we have got the values of a, b and c. Now the given relation will be, or the required relation, therefore required relation is f equals to k m raised to power a, that means m power 1, v raised to power b, that means b is 2, so v square, and r raised to power minus 1, so minus 1, that means f is equal to, then putting the value of k is 1, so it will be mv square by r. So this is the required relation. And if the value of k is not given to you, then you will write simply f is equal to k mv square by r. If k is not given, if k is given, then put the value, otherwise your relation is finished over here. After putting the value, you will get one step more. So एक बार फिर से देखेंगे. We have to establish the relationship between force, that is the centripetal force, which depends on mass, velocity and radius. So, and the value of k is given to you 1. So let us say we don't know whether it will be proportional or directly proportional or inversely proportional or through the square or under root, whatever it is, we don't know. So we'll say f is proportional to m raised to power a, f is proportional to v raised to power b, and f is proportional to r raised to power c. Now this, therefore the required relation will become f is equal to k m raised to power a, v raised to power b, and r raised to power c. Now giving dimensions both the sides, आप यहाँ भी dimension डालेंगे, यहाँ भी dimension डालेंगे. So here the dimension is m1 l1 t minus 2 for the force. K is dimensionless. The dimension formula for the mass is m1 l0 t0, but the power is a. The dimension formula, the velocity is m0 l1 t minus 1 and the power is b, and the radius is the length, that is m0 l1 t0 is power c. And according to law of indices, the powers of power करेंगे तो multiply होना है, तो m की power 1 into a is a, 0 into a is 0, 0 into a is again 0. So it is m a, m raised to power a, l raised to power 0, t raised to power 0. Similarly here it will be multiplied, then m raised to power 0, then l raised to power b, and t raised to power minus b, because minus 1 into b is minus b. Now here c, m raised to power 0, then l raised to power 1 into c is c, so t to power 0. Now we will add up all these three. That's it, a plus 0 plus 0. So m raised to power a, l raised to power 0 plus b plus c, that is l raised to power b plus c, and then t is 0 minus b plus 0, that is t raised to power minus b. So here the LHS and RHS are equal. It is already mentioned here, this ये बराबर है यहाँ से, तो ये तभी बराबर होगा जब दोनों तरफ पावर्स क्या होंगी, सेम होंगी और ये होमोजेनियस होगा. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू द लॉ ऑफ होमोजेनिटी वी कैन कंपेयर द पावर्स ऑफ m. So comparing the powers of m is here 1 on left hand side and the right hand side is a. So from here we get a equals to 1. Now comparing the power of l, here we have the left hand side 1 and the right hand side is b plus c. So 1 equals b plus c. For the time being we will leave it and we will go for the t. Now comparing the powers of t, it is minus 2 in the left hand side and minus b on the right hand side. This gives you b equals to 2. Now putting this value in this equation, we get 1 equals to 2 plus c. So c equals to 1 minus 2. So c equal to minus 1. Now the given relation will become, यहाँ put करेंगे value, f is equal to k m raised to power 1, v raised to power 2 and r raised to power minus 1. That means this will be f is equal to k m v square by r 2r, and since k is given to you, then you can write one step after that, f is equal to 1 m v square by r. Otherwise your question will get finished here if you are not given, you are not being given the value of k. If the value of k is given, then one more step you have to write. So this way how the question is to be solved.